What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to the Nene Show. I pray everyone is doing well. Keep y'all way first. It's the Nene Show, and I'm here to help my people. Knowledge is power, so here's some tips to help you grow. Mentally or physically, a spiritual thing. Now making change to our life, now that's a beautiful thing. As we sit here and talk about the issues that affect us, a change by electing the right people, changing the law. But first, we must do three things: inspire, uplift, and empower each other. What you don't know can ultimately hurt you. Let's change the way we think, change the way we eat. Because at the end of the day, I want us all to win and live in purpose. Let's go. Welcome back. Hey, I get hyped every time I hear that. Let's go. Welcome back, guys. Welcome to the Nene Show. I am your host, Nene Adams, and I am so excited that you guys are here with me today. For all the new ones that are joining, hello. And for all the people that know me, went, what it do. Y'all know how I get down. Love to smile, love to have a good time. Tonight, we're going to be talking about credit, all right? And it all affects all of us in different ways. So we're going to be talking about credit, how we can improve our credit. We're also going to be talking about how it can affect us in the housing industry. And then also how we can establish credit for our youth, because that's big, important for all of us, because we've all been there. But before we get started with any of that and talking about credit, we're going to go ahead and bless this room. So go ahead and close your eyes and bow your heads with me. You know how I like to get down. Dear Heavenly Father, today I put my faith in you. Your power is dynamic and your love for us is relentless. Your resume doesn't lie. So if you have done it before, I know you will surely do it again. I pray right now for your spirit of love to fill this place. Some of us are really struggling with life difficulties, but God, we know through you, those difficulties are in place to prepare us for the next journey that you have for our life. So let us praise you right now through the good and the bad. And your goodness, please show us your power to save us. It is in your mighty name we pray, Jesus. Amen. Amen. So normally how I do this, we talk about a national holiday. We do something. But as you guys can tell, I have a gold turban on today, and I'm repping my shirt. So hopefully you guys know what time it is. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a PowerPoint that I've been working on. Actually, on the wrong slide here. You guys will see all that information. Well, let's go up. Move this information up here. So we are going to talk about Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Let's get in here. I hope you guys can still hear me. All right. So that is what's going on today. So September was designated Childhood Cancer Awareness Month to bring awareness to childhood cancer, which remains the leading cause of death by disease for children under the age of 14. 43 children in the United States are diagnosed with cancer daily. A few years ago, I had a good college friend of mine who was practically my sister. Her firstborn child was diagnosed with leukemia. I had the opportunity, while I was the head coach at Salem International University, to take my team on a community service trip to Hoops Family Children's Hospital in Huntington, West Virginia. Alyssa was 3 years old when she was diagnosed with leukemia. Her treatment lasted for 2.5 years. Her parents worked 2 jobs, night in and day out, while they were supporting, while they were supporting 2 children and medical expenses. This journey wasn't easy, but Alyssa was a fighter. She loved to watch Dr. McStuffin. She was a big girl and administered her own medicine. She loved to paint and create a new world. She would constantly talk with her neighbors, and she loved to watch movies. Alyssa went into remission 1 month after her 2.5 years of treatment. She is still at high risk, but guys, I'm elated to say that Alyssa is cancer-free for the last 5 years. So let's go ahead and give all the kids that are battling with cancer a round of applause. I'm so proud of you guys. My little thing is not working, so we're just going to clap it up. We're going to clap it up for those. Hey, there we go. It came in. All those that are survivors, we salute you. There we go. All right, so guys, I want you to look at some of the places that I would like. Just please find it in your heart to donate to the following organizations that aid in the support to support children with cancer. First organization that is up is called Give Kids the World. It is a nonprofit organization in Central Florida that provides week-long, cost-free vacations to children with critical illness and their families. Alyssa and her family were able to partake in this experience, and they recommend it for anyone. Next organization, Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. They are the largest nonprofit, and they have a cutting-edge research to advance cures. Third organization is the Alex Lemonade Stand Foundation. It is changing lives by funding impactful research, awareness supporting families, and empowering others. And last, surely but not least, we have Team Isaiah Foundation. It is a nonprofit right here in Maryland. They support kids with cancer. In 2018, my company, Truth Basketball and Doyen Events, which is an event planning company, had the pleasure of hosting a celebrity basketball game and was able to raise $300 to the foundation. Let's go ahead and remove that. Guys, I pray that you can find it in your heart to go ahead and donate to one of those causes. It is Childhood Cancer Month, so please take some time. I know everybody's about to get paid soon. All it takes is just $1 or $2 or $3, because if we all do it, it's going to add up. All right. So I hope you guys take that time. Matthew 5:16, in the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. We are made to serve, and made to serve not for our glory or benefits, but to show others that God is the reason. If we live our lives to honor God with our words and our actions, I promise you, we can inspire others to do the same. And that is key. So let's go ahead and go right into the credit. We're going to talk about credit with my boy, Deonte. Deonte, how are you doing tonight?
Hey, how you guys doing today?
We're doing good. We're doing good. I'm just so excited that you're here and that you're, have an opportunity to kind of tell us a little bit about credit. And I think it's important, especially in our community, because that's not one of the things that, we are taught at a young age. There's some parents that put kids' name and utility bills and all types of stuff, right? The crazy stories you hear. But I want to make sure that we understand that we have to value our credit just like we value everything else. Social security number, all types of stuff. It's very important.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. So I want you to tell the people a little bit about yourself, what you do, your company, and then we can go ahead and dive into the questions.
Definitely. So I like you said, credit is something that's very important. So about 5-6 years ago, I started really getting into credit. And I think for the most part, that's where a lot of my figuring out through life growing up and as an adult, credit is like, oh, I need credit. So understanding that, just becoming an adult, which made me start realizing that credit was important. So that was like the whole beginning of realize, oh, I want to get a house. Oh, I need to get credit. Oh, I want to get a car. Oh, I need credit. Oh, I want to get an apartment. Oh, I need credit. And understanding that my family never taught me credit. So that kind of led me into becoming a credit specialist, more so just a financial guru and just understanding finances. So I started a company called 25 Financial Credit and Education Services, where basically I help teach individuals, especially our community, about credit, but not only doing credit repair, but teaching them about credit. So that's why it's the whole education piece into it. We don't just teach, we teach you how to make money. We teach you how to budget. We teach you how to properly understand what does credit mean and how to leverage your credit. It gets really deep. It gets really deep when it comes to finances and credit. But credit is the beginning of starting up that hill and understanding that, oh, I can do a lot as long as I have credit. So that's where the whole for 25 financial credit education services started.
Started right there. Okay.
Yes.
I got you. Yeah, and I think it's important that we talk about credit because, like I said, it's not in our household as much, and I think now our generation is going to start, teaching our kids about that. But us growing up, yeah, it wasn't really so much in the household. It wasn't obviously in the schools, and it's really on the base of who you know and who has that knowledge to pass it down to you. So
Right.
as we want to break that, what is it, generational curse, right? We want to go ahead and break that and pass it on to the next generation as far as teaching them about credit. That was important. And we're going to have some questions about them too. But I want to kind of dive into, and this is a questionnaire, guys. So if you guys have a question for Deonte too as well, you can go ahead and drop your questions into the comments below. And as soon as I see some pop up, I'll go ahead and answer a few. But I do have a few for you, Deonte, kind of just some generalized credit questions that we can kind of talk about, and we can just piggyback off of each other.
Okay.
This is kind of like a two-part question that I got for you. But we'll go ahead and start with the first one. And since we're talking about credit, everyone says that, open up a credit card, get a credit card, right? What is the recommended amount of credit cards that you think we should have to establish our credit? Because I'm hearing 1, I'm hearing 3, I don't know. So what is your recommendation on what's the amount that you should have?
The first thing I would say is don't just go out and go get credit cards, first of all. I think that's the biggest thing is like, oh, go get your secure credit card, start building credit, just go get you something. You don't want to do that. The reason why I say you don't want to do that is because, one, they'll probably deny you if you don't know exactly what you're doing and your credit profile isn't set up the way it needs to be set up. So that's the big key is setting it up so you're able to build credit. 2, you want the higher limit credit cards, right? That's the big thing is, how do I get higher limit, right? Whenever you apply for a credit card, usually they're going to give you something small, between $200 to $500 a credit card limit, right? So you want to kind of have that increased a little bit. So if you think about it, the banks, once you apply for one credit card and they give you a $200 credit card and then you go sign up for another credit card, because I say you should have between about 3 to 5 credit cards, depending upon where you're at in your financial game. Like I actually use credit cards to make money. But having 3 to 5 credit cards is good, but you want some with higher limits because if you do decide to use that credit card, you don't want that utilization rate all the way up over that. I say over that 20% market. You want to try to keep your credit utilization between 2 to 9%. So having one credit card and you only have a $200 to $300 credit limit, you're gonna use that up just off of gas alone. So I tell people is you want to build your credit report with other things first before you decide to say, hey, all right, now I can go out and go get a credit card. So there's multiple ways of doing that. And that's an education thing because nobody knows that. Everybody just thinks, oh, let me just go out and go sign up for a credit card so I can build credit. And there's other ways that you can build credit without actually getting a credit card.
Got you. To kind of just piggyback off of that one. So does it matter what type of credit card you get? Does it matter if it's like an airline's credit card or if it's like at a department store or if it's at a bank? Does one of them hold a different weight over the other to, like, I guess, elevate your credit?
I would say so, just because the store cards can be really dangerous. And a lot of times you're kind of limited to those store cards. Secure credit cards, again, that's a situation where secure credit cards, they're only going to give you a very low limit. So think about it. Whenever your banks go to pull your credit and they see that you have a secure credit card and it's only $500, they're going to say, well, I would be stupid to give this person $20,000 credit limit. So let me give them $500 or let me give them something a little lower, So secure credit cards, again, I would kind of stay away from. And you want to go after a lot of the cash rewards type of credit cards because you can gain points off of those. You can make money off of those. You can use those to pay for other things in your life, like having free gas or free groceries. You could, those points that you use while you're building up your credit, you could use that to pay for your groceries or anything like that.
Okay, so I get it. It's like you're using it because you are going to benefit later on down the road. So it's going to help you as well.
Right.
I like that one. And I know you said that there's other ways you can kind of do it. I know you don't want to go all in detail because obviously it's your business. You're not going to give all the juice out. But if you can add just
Let me get
one other possible way that somebody can do it without opening a credit card, just drop a little salt on somebody.
Okay, so there's different ways. Like you can add your credit to your rent. I mean, your rent to your credit. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So we have something within our program where you can add your rental history up to the last 2 years to your credit report. So that right there is a primary trade line where you can add 24 on-time payments. So as you know, having 100% on-time payment history is good for your credit report, right? So someone wants to boost their credit really quick and they've been renting for the past 2 years, add their rental history to your credit report, just like as if you would for a mortgage.
Gotcha. Because they like to tell you that, oh, you can't add that on there.
Right.
So that's good to know.
Exactly. You can also get a car loan. That's a primary trade line. Depending upon where your credit's at, that could be, you kind of want to make sure that you're getting a good interest rate first. So that could be something. There's also an option where you can lease a car. There's options where you could take over someone's lease, and doing that will put another primary trade line onto your account. Furniture, how like people go to the stores and they get these different types of furniture, TVs, couches, whatever. That's adding a trade line, primary trade line, so that will boost your credit.
Right.
You have a couple apps out there actually called Kickoff, which I think is a good one for people, where they'll loan you $12 and you make $1 payment a month, and it will add a primary trade line to your account, and you just make $1 payment and your credit goes up.
Right.
So these are little things that are trade lines that will boost you up. These loans, these unsecured loans.
Got you. Okay. Well, guys, I hope y'all heard that. All these little tricks and things that you guys can do to elevate your credit there, and just kind of piggyback on or go back a little bit on kind of what we talked about, those credit cards that have a low amount on them. You can actually go into your bank and request that they increase your credit limit. And I believe that you can do it. What is it, like every 6 months or something like that? I don't know the actual amount of time, but I've done that before. I was like, I need you guys to increase this. Like, please keep going up. Because like you said, it does boost your credit there too. So it didn't even dawn on me until you were saying that too. So
yeah. Definitely. Increasing your credit limit is definitely a good thing. But you got to be careful sometimes too, because sometimes they'll pull your credit again. And you want to keep those inquiries low. So you got to be careful with getting all those inquiries just to get a credit limit increase. In some cases, banks will do it for you already, as long as you're creating good history with paying your stuff off on time. They will increase your credit limit for you.
Right. See, I don't like that. Why they gotta run my credit again? Just you see what I'm doing. What I'm doing is right. Just go ahead and boost that thing up. Stop playing. Stop playing with it. Next question I have for you. It's kind of another 2-part question.
Mm-hmm.
So how it works is we have those that are in the 700 club, right? They're doing everything right, paying the credit card down, using the 20%. They paying it off before they pull the information and see a zero balance. Everything they're doing to the T. But for some reason they hit a ceiling and they cannot get into the $800 club. What is a recommendation or something you think that they can do for them to kind of see that push over the top?
Well, it all depends on who the person is and what their credit profile looks like, right? So they could have their account length of history could be 3-4 years, and having 6+ years, maybe even 9 years of some type of history onto your account and that's your average history. I don't know if people follow me or not, but your average history of all your accounts, you want those to be over 6+ years. So someone who may straight off the break at 18, 19 years old have a 750 credit score, but they're not going to get to that 850 because they don't have that length of credit. So Waze is adding another trade line. Like, so we offer authorized user trade lines, right? You could buy something from someone online or myself or whomever, and what happens is you add somebody on as an authorized user, and their length, you like, right? So you want somebody with 10+ years of length of history from that credit card, and add it on as authorized user, and that adds on to your average length of history, right? So now that's going up, right? You want to make sure that your all your payments are on time, or that you have over at least 21 open accounts. That will help. You want to make sure that your inquiries are down.
Right?
Yeah. You don't want to have a whole lot of inquiries. I would say about 2. So understanding your credit profile, understanding where these things are supposed to be. And I think one of the biggest things is really, I think that primary number that you want is keeping that credit utilization at 3%. You don't want it over 9, and you don't want it at 0. Keeping it up at 3%, I think is like that perfect number. I don't know why, but it's just like a computer algorithm type of thing where keeping it at that 3% and you doing those things will get you over the 800.
Got you. And what you had said again? Because I was like, I just wanted to hear that one little part.
Keeping your credit utilization at 3%.
Utilization at 3%. Yes. Okay. Got you.
You want to keep it between 3 to 9%, but once you get past 10, your credit will start to sit still, and then once you get past 20, it will start to affect your credit score.
Got you.
And then 0% is just not going to really, 0 to 1% is just not going to do anything. So you want to keep it like at that magic number at like 3%.
Okay. And that's just that one card, or just overall?
So overall, you may have $1,000 of credit, of credit limit, or you may have 50,000. So that depends on all your cards. So like me, myself, I have over $80,000 worth of credit limit. So again, if I do decide to use it, it won't affect my credit that much because I have so much credit limit that I built up. But I try to keep it between that 2 to 3% range where it's still going to help my credit rather than sit it still.
Got you. Okay. That's good. That's definitely good to know. So what about those that are on the opposite end of the spectrum, that are sitting in that bad credit between the 3 and a 5? What is something that they can do to help get them into like the fair credit area necessarily quickly? I wouldn't say something that's going to take, like, one of the things that you recommend that would help them get them quickly over the hump.
So quickly to get over the hump, technically you can get there quickly in 30 to 45 days. It's not something that's truly difficult to do. You just have to understand. You have to understand the credit bureaus. And I think that's where I step in, because I help people understand that the credit bureaus, these credit numbers that you have, it's all generated by computers. You have to understand how to play the game, right? Once you understand how to play the game, you can start leveraging these dispute letters and leveraging these numbers to help get your information off. So clearly, for the first start, if your credit score is in the 400, 500s, low 600s, you definitely have to look at, okay, what do I have on my accounts, on my credit report that's reporting negative? Any derogatories, any late payments? Sometimes you may have late payments on student loans. A lot of people want to get their student loans off, but I tell people student loans will help you as long as you don't have any negative information on your student loans. So sometimes it's good to keep your student loans on there, and then sometimes in some instances it's best to just take them off. when they're hurting you. But if there's no late payments, keep them on and keep them in the the good status stage. Make sure you're making your payments, or in this case, there is no payments right now until December 31st, 2020.
Right. Yeah, they pushed it back.
Yeah, so take advantage of that.
Going right into the interest. I think that's the payments that you do make is going straight to your interest. So
right, principal. Principal. Yep. So I think that's the biggest thing is finding what's hurting your credit.
Okay.
You want to make sure that you have one on your personal information on your credit report. You have one name on there. A lot of times they have different names on there. They may have, I know at one point they had like 3 or 4 different names on my credit report. They had Deonte C. Toliver, Deonte Cortez Toliver. So having one name on there will help get a lot of that information off of your credit report. Having one address. See, what people don't understand is having an old address on your account that was linked to a derogatory, to a medical bill, that was linked to a charge off. If that medical address or that address is on your credit report and you go to try to dispute that information, it's going to come up verified because the computer is looking at that address that you have and it's connecting it to that account. So it ends up verifying that information that you have. So you have to clean up that personal information, and that's the first step to getting that done. And you literally can do a letter, you can call. A lot of times the rep will kind of try to tell you that they can't do that, but they can. So sometimes it might take a couple tries. You might got to hang up and call right back. Hang up, right back.
Right pricing.
Yeah, but it works, So that's your personal information. How you can't having somebody else's name or your name is misspelled or whatever on your credit report. That's not you.
Right.
You have one name. So getting that off, multiple addresses. You want to have one address on there. You don't want to have 10, 12 different addresses from where you move from place to place. Different phone numbers, different places of employment. All of those things will help leverage you to get these negative items off of your credit report. So then once you move out of there and getting these negative items removed, then you want to go into building credit. And that may be credit cards, that may be trade lines, that may be different types of primary accounts, that may be authorized users. Using all these little things, you can boost your credit over 100 plus points in 30 to 60 days, literally, by doing these things and implementing these things and just understanding your profile and how to maneuver and move and trick the system to say like, okay, we're taking these off, we're adding this stuff, but you got to do it in steps because you don't want to add trade lines and you didn't take anything off your credit. It's not going to do anything. It's like adding sugar to SHIT, So, so you got to do it in steps, but understanding the steps and understanding how to do these things, you'll be able to get it done quick.
And I like the fact that you said that though too, because there's a lot of people that are instantly like, all right, I just know I can charge my credit card. I just want to boost and enhance my credit. Not thinking about, hey, I got to get the other things off first. Let me get these off and then go in and see how I can improve it. But I like how you broke it down. There's a step 1 and then there's a step 2. Right. So I like
where you build the house.
Yeah, that's key. You have to have a good foundation. We do actually have a question that's over here. Okay. It says, good evening. You mentioned wanting to have 21 or more open accounts to help you get into the 800s. Do you recommend opening this many accounts as you need them or opening 21 accounts ASAP if you can?
So I wouldn't say open them ASAP. I would definitely consider doing it strategically. Again, like depending on what you have going on in your life, what type of situations you have going on. You can open up things like credit my rent. That's something that you're not really opening up a new account because remember, opening new accounts will bring your average down. So you kind of have to do it strategically and understand what you have and how you want to maneuver the whole credit system. So I wouldn't recommend opening a bunch of accounts just to open them because you think you're gonna get over 800 or over 850. So you definitely have to understand the algorithm and understand the credit game before you just decide to open up accounts.
Okay, that's when they got to come see you.
Even in that sense, like a lot of times I get a lot of free game to a lot of people. Like, somebody comes to me, oh, I have 800 and I'm trying to do this. A lot of times I would tell them exactly what they need to do. But what I'm probably going to sell them is I'm going to teach them how to make money off of your credit now.
Yeah.
Because that's all the steps, right? You want to, if the credit score is low, you want to get all the negative items off. You now want to build credit. And then once you get the credit to a certain point, now I want to teach you how to make money off your credit. So they can contact me anytime. I definitely would love to take a look and just give them the free game on it,
Right there. So I hope that answered your question. Slowly, strategically, open those accounts and not just drastically. So definitely, I appreciate that. We'll go right into another question that I have. So this is for my youth. Mm-hmm. So those that with interactions with the youth, they mentioned that it's difficult to purchase a car because they don't have established credit just yet. So what are some of the things that parents can do to establish credit for their kids at a young age, so when it's time for them to purchase a car or a home, they are already have a step further in life?
The biggest thing is, when you can add them on as authorized users rather quickly. I know my son is about to be 14 next month, and he's already an authorized user on our credit cards. So that's one thing that you can do, adding authorized users. However, that won't totally build their credit, but you're starting to start off by doing the authorized users. And then once they get to a certain age, you can then add those primary lines to that account. Like you can add credit my rent to there. Hey, they live with me. I'm their landlord. So now he turns 18. I now add him to credit my rent. I'm his landlord. So now I just added a primary line with 24 on-time payments, and that's going to boost his credit right up, right? And then you also have there's a website called Fingerhut, which is like an online shopping agency or whatever, where you could just buy a couple things and they'll start boosting your credit limit up. Every time you make a payment, they'll just boost you and boost you and boost you every 2 to 3 months. They'll just keep adding and keep adding. Again, kickoff, $12, secured loan or whatever that they have. That's $1 a month, So, or you could just pay $12 and it just can't let it auto generate and take it off every month for the next 12 months. So those are little ways that you can, boost someone's credit at a very young age and, start to structure them the proper way
right.
to get up to, over the 700s easily.
Oh, wow. That's great advice. Because I know there's some young kids that have accounts and they just have like a debit card. You know what I mean? Is that doing anything for their credit?
Nah, it's not going to do anything. It's just like us having a debit card, it doesn't report anything until you don't pay, you go into the negative on your debit card. Those are your check systems, which is a whole nother credit report that a lot of people don't even know about actually.
Wow.
You make sure that your check systems is in good standings, because that a lot of times that will, if that's not in good standings, that will get you not approved for a lot of your bank stuff, because they check check systems and then they check your credit report before they actually check your actual credit report. Check systems, a lot of times people end up going, negative into their accounts and never paid it. Now the account's closed and now they owe money on that, and it's on your check systems.
Wow. That's some good stuff, y'all. Hope y'all paying attention. Don't worry, it's gonna be on YouTube. You can go back and watch it. That's what's up. So I have another one. This might be my last one unless we get another question. So purchasing a home, one of the biggest things that we can do, biggest investment that we can make. Now, when you're purchasing a home, they tell you that your credit score is important, but then they also look at your debt to income ratio. Now, when you're getting that home, what is most important? Is it your credit score, or is your debt to income ratio, or do they both hold the same value?
I would say it's your credit profile, but a little of both, and I'm gonna tell you why. So for you to even be considered, you need to have the credit score for you to be considered, right? As a lot of times where people will come in and they're like, oh, all you need is a 580, all you need is a 620. But having that 580 or 620 basically means you probably have a lot of debt, or you probably have a lot of negative information on your credit report, right? So yeah, you may have a 620, but once you come in and then they look at what's going on your credit profile, they may still deny you. You know, so people will go into. I've seen people with 660s go in to try to go get a house and they get not approved. You know, and it may just because of their student loans.
Right.
You know, and their student loans, I know for an FHA loan, they calculate 1% of your student loans into your debt to income ratio. So if you have $100,000 worth of student loans, that's $1,000 a month payment. So they're going to add that to your debt to income ratio. So again, hey, I got a 660, but I got $100,000 of student loans, and now my credit profile isn't where they want it to be because now it's either A, I don't make enough money, or B, I have too much debt. So it's all about, again, structuring your credit profile the correct way so you are able to get approved for certain things.
Wow. That is true. I had one that came in through a text message. I'm trying to see if I can find it. They sent about a few. I'm gonna just ask one of these, and then we'll be good today, and we can ask if anybody responds on here, but we'll do this one. Can your spouse damage your credit, especially when they have little or no credit when it's time to buy a house? And it goes along with buying a house. So yeah, can a spouse damage your credit, especially when it's time to buy a house?
Only if you allow them to. I will say, don't do cosigns, right? I think cosigns are the worst things that you can do because if someone else, you're basically letting someone be responsible for your credit.
Yeah.
And as you can see, some people are selfish, right? And you can allow someone to take over for your credit or make payments. One late payment will knock you down 50 to 100 points. So you could literally be in the 700 and one late payment will bring you all the way down to the 500s. And, you know, all that good work that you did, even though it's really not that difficult to get off, you know, but you don't want to have to go through that.
Right.
You know, so I would definitely say don't co-sign. You can definitely help them with doing authorized users. I know my fiance, we're on each other's credit cards, as you know, she's on mine as authorized user and I'm on hers, and that helps build credit length, you know, credit history, on-time payments. That helps with all. So that's a good way to help your spouse without actually giving them access to your credit. You know, you just don't give them a credit card. You can just not order one. So even though we're on authorized users, we don't have either of the credit cards, right? And here's another gem for you guys. Hiding your utilization for you. Get you a business credit card and use some of the credit on your business credit card and keep your personal at 3%. And that way, your credit's not affected because the credit card on the business side is not reported to your personal credit.
Right. But don't you have to establish a business credit first?
You don't have to establish business credit. You technically just have to establish good personal credit personal credit to get your business credit card.
Okay.
As long as you have everything set up properly with your EIN and stuff like that. That's why it's always good to have a side business. And that's why I tell people, who comes in contact with me is jump on board to what we're doing. And this is your side business. You can write this off for many tax purposes. You can start to build you a business. You can start to build you business credit, and then use your business credit to leverage a lot of the things that you want to do.
Right.
So it's a whole education system that goes deep, so.
It goes deep. I love it. And I look forward to hearing all about it. And I know those that are tuning in tonight will love to hear, and those that watch it later on down the road, about kind of like what you do and how you can help us grow as far as increasing our credit and understanding how to use it and apply it and make money off of it too. It's not just all of that too. And we're helping our community. So that's key, guys. If you have any last minute questions, you go ahead and drop those in really quick. But Deonte, I always do this with all of my guests, always ask them little quick, rapid questions, and we just kind of have a good time. What is your favorite color?
Blue.
Blue. Okay. Is the reason why you like blue? Just your favorite?
I don't know. I have no idea.
All right. It's cool though. Some people got like stories behind why they like stuff. So
I know recently because of Nipsey, rest in peace to him.
Yes.
I'm loving that royal blue lately. So
yes. It is nice. It is nice. What's your favorite food?
Favorite fruit, my mom's macaroni and cheese.
Hey, she used the sharp, extra cheddar. Like what she do that's special? Because it's mom's favorite.
I'm not sure what she does to it, but it's it's good. It's good.
Okay. Hopefully I can try it one day. Hopefully I can try it. What is your favorite sports team or player? Because currently right now, we can talk about it later, but go ahead. Who's your favorite sports team?
I would say the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
Even though they trash right now, but my favorite player, I would go with LeBron James right now because he's doing it
Bronny. Yes.
Yeah.
So right now you want the Lakers to win in the finals.
Of course.
I'm kind of torn. I'm not gonna lie, I'm torn. I literally Miami's my team. They've been my team since 2001, since Tim Hardaway days, and then Wade came there, won the champ. Like it's my team, so I'm torn. But I love LeBron, so I'm like, hey, whoever wins. But I'm kind of leaning towards Lakers just because of the whole Kobe Bryant situation. So I just want to, pay homage to him and that respect. And I think that city needs it right now. So this would be big. This would be big if they could get it. Most definitely. All right. So what is like an affirmation that you say daily, or one of your favorite ones that gets you kind of through your day, get your family through the day, your son, like to get y'all through and stay in a positive mindset?
I think I just wake up and look at my kids every day. And I think just looking at my family every day and figuring out like generational wealth is everything, happiness is everything. And I just want us all to be, positive, happy, and just leave off. If I ever leave this world, they're okay. So just waking up and looking at them every day and just saying, all right, it's time to go get it. So
I love it. Yes, that's what it is. It's time to go get it. It's for them now. You know what I'm saying? No longer us, it's for them. So that's big. Well, there's no other questions. So I just want you to go ahead and tell the people how they can find you. They can research you, whatever. Give them your information. I also would like for you to come in and comment and leave that information too in the comment section.
All right. Well, you can find me on IG at creditdt25, and I'll leave that in the comment section. You can also find me on Facebook at Deonte Toliver, or 25 is my business page, and I'll leave that too.
Most definitely. Make sure y'all hit them up. Telling y'all.
Definitely. Even if you just have questions, please don't feel free to contact me. I'm always willing to give some game out. I think a lot of our community just needs it, just needs information. And that's cool, and we have a whole program set up to where we're able to, like I said, raise your credit score. I show you how to maintain it. I'll educate you on it. And then once we're able to get you there, I'll teach you how to make money on it. And then I have a couple different programs where we have some home buying programs where there's a no down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no closing costs, no inspection fees. And you're never denied. They just wait until you're ready.
Right.
I also have a bank where I can get you into. It's a credit union where you get an automatic 1.9% interest rate on a car loan, which is amazing. So it doesn't matter how old or new the car is, you automatically get a 1.9%. So that could help a lot of people even if they need to refinance. So that will help bring that car payment down. So these are a couple little things that I include in just teaching them that, there's other services out there. You just need to find out and gain the connections to find out where you got to go to maneuver and keep your finances low and your income up.
Yeah. I like that, my brother. Keep your finances low and your income up. And another key thing that you said, it's knowledge and it's the resources.
Definitely.
All right. Knowledge and resources. I love it. So thank you so much for joining us today. Guys, make sure you go follow him and get the information. We're going to be in contact. And I look forward to just many and more opportunities for you and your family. And I pray over you guys. And if you need anything, just let me know.
Definitely.
All right, my brother.
All right. Have a good one. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys. So I heard you learned a lot from Deonte Toliver, a man, God-willing man that is just God-fearing and faithful in what he does, and he wants to help the community. We have many conversations about that and just how to enhance credit, how to improve credit, and just how to give us that knowledge and the resources to be better as a people and as a community. It's so important. So how I like to end this is the Nini Weekly Inspiration. All right, guys, turn up with me. All right, it's called Hope Raises from Loss. Again, hope raises from loss. I will never understand. These are some of the things that we say. Why me, Lord? We don't deserve this. We have all said these words or something similar to them when we experience a loss. That loss could involve a loss of employment that kept a roof over our head, clothes on our backs, food on the table, car maintenance that's now cutting into our budget, that we're unable to commute from A to B, playing in a playoff game or a championship game and not performing to our best ability or losing that game. It can be from an injury that we sustain that is preventing us from our full potential. Or lastly, it can be from a death, especially a death that could have been prevented. Shortly afterwards, we feel shocked, we feel numb, and denial. That is how we all felt when Breonna Taylor, my sister, didn't get the justice that she deserved. But that's why sometimes God will place a wall in your path to force you to go in a different direction. Conversely, now that we have lost, we must hope. Hope, a feeling of expectation and desire for a certain thing to happen, a feeling of trust. We have to have the desire to continue to fight and not lose faith. There's nothing wrong with expressing your emotions. I encourage you to cry, but I want you to cry in faith. The Bible describes that hope as the confident of expectation of what God has promised, and it's the strength is in his faithfulness. Be faithful and know that Yahweh has a plan for your life. We will honor Breonna Taylor by changing the laws that have failed her. Make sure you continue to say her name. Faith works. Nini out.